Hello and welcome to the Organ Loft here at Bethlehem Lutheran Church Twin Cities in our Minneapolis campus. My name is Mark Paisar. I'm the Director of Music and Organist here for the Minneapolis campus, and I'm just really excited to share a few updates that we've had on this wonderful Casavant pipe organ. This organ has been one of the vital components of our worship life together as a congregation. And so so often it's important to just take a moment and do a few upgrades to it. And those upgrades were made possible by the generosity of the Bethlehem Foundation and the Bethlehem Music Series. It's really cool that this whole project was possible because of that collaboration between those two and the church as well. So a special thank you to those great organizations that made this project possible. So what did we do? Well, we basically added some electronics to this instrument. Now, when people think of pipe organs, computers and electronics normally is not the first thing that comes to mind, but this instrument is really dependent upon that. And so we have what is called a solid state system in this instrument. And so anytime I press a key or pull a stop, that is sending signals and engaging both electronic and pneumatic elements in the system. And we also have memory capabilities on this instrument. So I have a panel right here where I can cycle through different memory levels, and then I can set in those memory levels 8 general settings. And I can use those on hymns, choral anthems, preludes, postludes, you name it. And so if I was on level 1, I could do general 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 8. In the old system, we used to have just 32 of those levels. Now we have 256. So 256 times 8, that is how many general settings now we have on this instrument. And that just really opens up the world of repertoire, of choral anthem accompanying. It just really elevates this instrument to the next level. But that's only part of the equation. The other part of this upgrade, in addition to the memory levels, is what's called a sequencer. And so a sequencer allows an organist like myself to simply go from one setting to the next with a tap of a single piston or toe stud in this case. So we have a toe stud near my feet here on the right side of the lower part of this instrument where I can just push it and it'll cycle through all of these different settings that I can set. I also have one up here right below the grate manual, as we call it, and then I also have a step down. So I have a step down and a step up, and so I can go back and forth just with a few buttons throughout my various settings that I have pre-programmed. Now that might not sound really earth-shattering and new, but what's cool about the sequencer is before, when I said that each memory level has those 8 generals, I used to be kind of trapped in that first memory level or in a memory level because there's no way for me to change to the next without physically going up here and clicking the buttons and getting to the next memory level. Now, with the sequencer, I can just hit this step up button and it'll keep going all the way through general 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And once I get to 8, if I hit that again, it'll just automatically bump me to the next memory level. And so no longer am I tied to just one memory level during a hymn or a choral anthem or during large pieces during the prelude and postludes. It really represents a dramatic change for this instrument. And a great example of this took place on Palm Sunday because the choral anthem, Hosanna to the Son of David by Daniel Moe, really required a tremendous amount of registrational changes throughout that anthem. There's a lot of great crescendos and decrescendos, each needing its own little change in color. And so I was able to set, 4 or 5 memory levels for that one anthem, which would have been impossible in the old system. But now I was able to do that, and I was able to go through all of those memory levels with just a tap of a button, and I never had to take my hands off the keyboard to do that. It really was a cool experience, and so I would invite you to take a moment and listen to that wonderful anthem that highlighted all the great crescendos and decrescendos that this sequencer and these increased memory capabilities of this instrument can do.